amazing.
Amazing. Thanks to accept this talk in JCall, and thanks to moderations, and thanks to audience is here with us. And how are you doing, Max? You are happy?
Yeah, I'm so happy and so excited. And thanks for having me, having us. Actually, it is the first time that attending, we are presenting in JCOM. So I hope that this is the first for the many others that it comes in the future. Okay, so first of all, I'm like to thank my friends. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Let's go ahead. We'll start here. And
Okay, okay. No,
we you show the you share your screen and we start the talk here. And I will close my cam because my connection is not very well. But I think is my voice is perfect for you guys. And today we talking about and simplify integrations with the NoSQL database with Jakarta NoSQL. And we have many vendors in the marketing today, and we have a lot problems for changes the vendors. Like if you need to creating a box for your client, you need change the database like oops, I think it's max now, but no worries, I will share my screen here. uh,
I'm back.
oops.
I'm back.
Oh, all right. Okay, but I will continue in explain a little bit about the presentation, and we show for you guys the whole simplification this integration with the NoSQL database. Okay, and Max, uh, what do you think about this framework, about this thing?
Well,
Or
Gabriel,
better, we can realize a little review about NoSQL.
yeah, we can do this. I think it's a good time to do a NoSQL overview. I don't know, guys, if you on chat have been work with NoSQL, but let's go ahead, okay? Gabriel, I can see your screen. Maybe your camera is turned off, but I will go ahead, okay?
Okay.
Sorry. So, uh, NoSQL database concept is very hard to define because there are many kind of ways to store data on a NoSQL database. But for some ones, NoSQL stands for not only SQL, but for another ones, NoSQL stands for not relational. But in fact, NoSQL is different than relational database. Okay, because they are tended to solve problems using a specific data structure in order to offer us high availability and high partitioning, and of course, eventual consistency. Today in the cloud era, you need to handle with a many huge database information. So NoSQL comes to the handle this kind of problem. And today we know that NoSQL got according to the lecturers, we can realize that NoSQL is classified for four families. So let's walking through those types of those families. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're totally right. And we have the four families and the key value. And the key value we have many vendors. The first vendor, you and the Redis and the Hazelcast, DynamoDB, Memcache, and another vendors. And these vendors have a lot of application in the market. I'm right, right? I am right, Max.
Yes, it is. Yes, and one disclaimer here because we know that DynamoDB offers another kind of way to store data beyond than key value. We know that this supports document one. So most of the vendors used to improve their products in order to achieve more people in the market. But in our presentation, we just separate those things, not to show you that there are many vendors on the market and you need to deal with, you need to had to work with that, okay? But as you said, Gabriel, we got many vendors on this one.
Yes.
Let's see the next one. Let's see the next one.
This is a first family only. And the next slide, And we have more one family. It's a wide column, and one column we have a many vendors. It's a very funny because I see a lot time here in the many vendor. Like here we have a Cassandra, Esquila, Cosmos DB, HBase, Apache Base, and more not vendors. And these vendors is very cool, like Esquila, Arno, Max, correct me, but in the past, Discord using Esquila DB. I'm right, or using Esquila DB today?
Yeah, according to the Discord blog site, we can see that they are using Scala behind the scenes to handle performance, storage, and so on. But very interesting to see that in white column we got many other vendors as well. And when we are working in our application, we need to handle it. But there are many vendors. Let's see the next family, please. The document
I I
one.
don't I don't see many again.
Okay.
Because I think you guys in the audience in general, it's oh my god, Gabriel have only one word in your vocabulary is many. But here we have another vendor, and the best popular vendor is MongoDB. It's a MongoDB, and it's very popular in the companies. And then we have in the code base, Elastic, and the Oracle NoSQL database. It's a lot of vendors, and not I don't have a lot another words to say. It's a many, but
Yeah,
here we have more a lot of vendors in document.
yeah.
And
We can.
you can give a little disclaimer, Max.
Yeah. As we can see, document ones is stands to like data structure that we used to use when we are using developing, for example, content management systems, for example, or storage or rental systems and so on. It's very useful one. And we can see that it tries to apply the aggregation pattern that comes from Eric Evans, the DDD pattern. So we used to see most of people use that. But the next one is the graph document database, the graph database. I don't know if you know, but when we are using social media and stuff like that, probably you are using graphic vendors. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're totally right, Max. And here we have the last family and the last member of family NoSQL. And here we have a Neo4j, ArrangDB, OrientDB, Genus Graph, and it is not based on Max say. It's very popular in the social media. Am I right, Max?
Yeah, because graph bring us complex relationship type, so we can create application that have a complexity on the relationship, and if you need to do some kind of deep search, so you can use this kind of technology. And very interesting thing. But as we have been discussing in the beginning, how to simplify the NoSQL integration, because many vendors, it's very hard to deal with. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're
So,
totally right, Max. And
so
here, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, you're a good one.
But here, and guys, we have a lot of vendors, like 118 18 vendors in the market today. And think with me, like it's a lot of vendors and a lot of database, NoSQL database. And if you need a changer in the your project every time, um, the vendor and the vendor for another vendor more cheap, you have many problems because these vendors not having a pattern uh, uh, in common. Am I right, Max?
Yeah, if you are interested to realize the DB Engines .com website, we will be able to see many database storage solutions there. market God. So it's a very interesting one to realize. And as you said, Gabriel, we from Java, from developers, we on our side, we need to care about that because today it's very sometimes will a lot of times we are trying to find out cheaper services, especially in the cloud, because we need to be able to switch to the solutions. And it's something, if you create an application and tied to the vendor, it be make us to do a lot of effort, and efforts takes time, and time takes money. So it's very hard to manage that thing when we are trying to work with NoSQL database today. But something that very interesting to talk about right now is how can we deal with, how can we solve this kind of problem, that is how to manage many database solution. But if we think about that, the first thing that we need to think about is the cases, success case that happen that we have in the Java land. So why not to do this? Am I right, Gabriel? So why not to
You're
find out?
totally right.
Because we learn with fail cases as well. But why not to take a look on social, on the success cases? Am I right?
You're totally right. And you have a many uh, success cases with a relational database like Oracle, like Postgres, SQL 7, MySQL, IBM, DB2, and another database. And this is very funny because we start with GB. Oh, you can show to me, Max, please.
Yeah, yeah.
GDBC. It's a
In
little
the
difficult
primordials
to
of
me.
Java, yeah, in the primordial of Java, we have been was developing a specification for a database connection. It was JDBC. Of course, everyone right here
GDBC.
have been,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone have been work with that. But when we are talking about a well done, well
With
known API, JPA is come that comes to our mind, Jakarta Persistent, all right?
You're totally right. And now we have an GPI and creating patterns in common with the database. And if you need to change that base, like oh, it's a Postgres is more cheap in the Oracle in the cloud, or no, like I giving only this example here. For you changer, this database is very simple. You need to change only the configuration, and this don't working today in NoSQL's database.
Yeah,
And
we can see that most of, for example, Jakarta persistence use configuration over conversion. Então, so in your application, we probably you configure your application to connect with any kind of NoSQL database, and voila, probably everything. Of course, not 100%. It's totally true, but most of the time it's easier to switch the database vendor, but it's not possible today on NoSQL area. So that's the reason why a good question comes to our mind. Am I right, Gabriel? That is,
you're
would
totally
it
right.
be, would it be interesting to have the similar API to work with NoSQL? It's a good question. I don't know, guys, if you on the chat could answer us, or maybe saying to us what do you think about it. So I think it's very profitable to get everyone. So this
If you
is
haven't, yeah, and you
I,
were
I can
have
I can
idea,
see the chat right now, but I think it's a good question to ask by ourselves to ourselves. Okay, but when we are talking about a specification, what comes to our mind is Jakarta EE. Am I right? Because Jakarta EE is a bunch of a specification that tries to standardize the way that we are developing our applications. Am I right? Giving us free
you're
login,
totally right.
so we could use vendors as we need. We can switch between the vendors and so on. And that's the reason why Eclipse Foundation comes in, because Jakarta is holding by Eclipse Foundation. And today we got some specifications already in Jakarta EE. Jakarta persistence as one that we have been mentioned before, but focus on this problem, NoSQL problem, the persistent problem, was create two another specifications, Jakarta data, Jakarta NoSQL, or Jakarta data. Gabriel, are you there? I don't know if you are.
I'm here. I turn
Okay,
on my
okay,
webcam.
okay. And the interesting thing is that specification by themselves doesn't matter so much. Am I right? Because specification are a set of rules that describe how application, how some implementation needs to behave. Am I right? Without
You're totally
implementation,
right.
specification doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're totally right, Max.
All right. So that's the reason why it's required at least one reference implementation, like CDI. CDI we got Weld. JPA we got Hibernate.
Internet and the
.RS
Spring
we got
Data.
Jersey, and so on. Am I right? So based on that, we got JNoSQL. JNoSQL is a reference implementation for both specification. All right, Gabriel?
Yes, like I can get a little abstraction here. Like remember the cartoon Yu-Gi-Oh? It's having the card. It's a fusion, and here we have in the fusion the Jakarta NoSQL with Jakarta Data Integration NoSQL. These things very amazing and using and the best things in the both to create this.
Yeah. And then this thing, the good news that I'd like to bring to you guys is that about Jakarta data. Jakarta data is a specification that was approved and will be included in Jakarta 11. So in next year, you could be using in your site with your Jakarta specification implementation and so on. So it will be interesting. And I'd like to say that my good friend, a good friend of us, Otávio Sandana, is one that leads those specifications. Very interesting and very. I'm very happy to see that that thing will comes to the world to the productions. Okay, so Max, okay, let's walking through right now.
Max,
Good.
Max,
Okay,
Max,
go
Max.
ahead.
I have a little quest now
Oh,
because we start on the best part in the presentation. We talk about GNoSQL, but I have a little doubt. How is the architecture in GNoSQL? You can show for us?
oh, looks like you have
It's
been the presentation before.
no, no,
Yeah,
no. Like and then this is like the having how GNoSQL work.
yeah, yeah. JNoSQL, for example, in order to use Jakarta data, Jakarta NoSQL, they are trying to offer some functionalities. For example, Jakarta NoSQL offers a common annotations that offer the developers to implement multiple APIs, to do extensions, and of course, a little disclaimer here because Jakarta NoSQL covers only three families by now. It is key value, column value,
White
e
column.
document. Yeah, white column, it's column family, key value, and document ones. But JNoSQL trying to cover the most, the whole families, they've offered the graph support. So by using Apache Pop. So if you want to use graphs, you are able to use with Jakarta NoSQL, okay, JNoSQL. So the processes are pretty same that Hibernate does. For example, we need to entity, need to map our class. That this you pass by a mapping process, and the communication layer will realize the mapping of the class, and it will handle with any kind of communication between the database solution care about on each way. For example, oh, I need to store a document, and the implementation will know how to deal with. Okay, but regarding the Jakarta data, because okay, well, I'm talking about Jakarta NoSQL, but Jakarta data is something very interesting. It's very tied to NoSQL. The idea behind the scenes of Jakarta data is to provide a way to bring the code near to the business instead of to be near to the database syntax or semantics. Because in business, if you say, "Oh, I will store something, I will update someone, I will do something like that," it's pretty far away from the business. So what they try to do, the new release, you will try to release a new feature that is repository. It's if you have been listening about that with Eric Evans' book, you're right. This is the idea. Bring the code to the business. So this API instead to help you to connect with any kind of database service. So we can use JPA, we can use NoSQL, REST, and among others. So the idea is to provide this kind of flexibility. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're totally right, Max.
Okay,
And
so
uh, have it amazing thing here with JNoSQL because today we given support in 30 principal database in the market and given support for for families and the best the principals database in the market, and this is so amazing because probably database your company or using your project we given support for you, and this
yeah,
is so amazing.
yeah, it is an open source, right, guys? So if
Yeah,
you find out that my database solution, my NoSQL database solution is not covered by NoSQL, well, it's open source. So reach out to us and contribute to this framework in order to make this is easier and improve and help developers around the world. So it's a very interesting thing to do. Okay. So, but the motivation, Gabriel, because okay,
ah,
Max,
the
okay,
motivation.
Gabriel, we have been talking about many things about NoSQL and so on, but remember the main the main object of this presentation is simplify NoSQL integration, NoSQL
Okay,
integration in our applications. Am I right? But
you're
what is
totally
the
right.
motivation?
Show to us the motivation. The motivation is a very amazing because here we have in the four vendors, and the these vendors have don't have a partner, have a testing in common, don't have a partner for we using these vendors. We needed specific library, specific code. You needed learning a lot time like oh now are you using a RangoDB put I need to learn about the library around GB. Now I'm using MongoDB, learn again, and this is so boring and so annoying because we need learn every time about this library. We need to change the vendor in the project. We need uh, let and reconfiguration out things, not only the properties but in the code in general, and it create a big headache. Like I think many people here in the chat probably working migrations and have idea how these things is born. And this is motivation. Simplify
Yeah,
your life with Max. Simplify your life with
NoSQL.
NoSQL.
Yeah,
Create and pattern.
yeah, you're right, Gabriel, because we can realize that both ones are doing the same thing, create the document and store data, just like that. But both ones are different APIs. So we need to load, we need to handle the load cognitive when we are trying to work with. So it's very hard to do this, especially because when we are working in our application, if, for example, oh, I need to change my vendor, I need to change everything. Am I right? So it's a boring thing. It's a nightmare. You spend time, you spend money, and so on. So NoSQL offered us a special way to do this. So right now with NoSQL, we can do this. Am I right, Gabriel?
Have you totally right, Max. We have these beautiful things, it's a pattern, and now we don't need burning you had like oh my gosh I need learning a new vendor, oh my gosh I need migration all things in my project because I changed my database, and now it's like similar traditional database, like you have the vendor one only project, like sorry, um, we have only API. It's a
Notebook.
GNoSQL, and it is working for all families and all vendors. Not all, it's a
Yeah.
30 vendors, but
No, no.
the
I got it what
principal,
you say.
but the
I got it what you say.
principal vendors in the market. And this is so amazing because we get more time. Like, okay, now I have my knowledge about Jakarta data, and using similar knowledge here, you don't burn time, expend time to learn about the vendor or shares internet and the configurations for using, and this is beautiful. I don't have another
Yeah.
words for say, but this is
Yeah.
so beautiful.
The interesting thing is that the implementation, the communication between the application and the database solution is handled by the implementation, by JNoSQL. So you just need to inform, okay, I'd like to store in MongoDB and MongoDB and JNoSQL, you hand that thing for me. I don't care about that. My application will be flexible to change to switch from database. Okay, Max, but probably, guys, you in the chat should be thinking about. Okay, Max, but that's not the way that I used to work. Am I right? We used to
You're totally
use
right.
or IAM or, for example, Jakarta persistence and so on. Oh, it is not Jakarta persistence live. Am I right? But
You're
you're
totally right.
totally right. And JNoSQL offers the support for Jakarta data, Jakarta NoSQL persistence. So we just need to use the same thing that we used to do with Jakarta persistence. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're totally right, and it is so amazing, Max. You say, "Oh, it's Jakarta data," and here we using similar things in Jakarta data, like we have the
Jakarta persistence, man. Jakarta persistence.
yes, sorry, Jakarta persistence. Here we have in the entity class, and entity class is very equals. Don't have only in the part you need strategy, generating strategy, identify these things about relational database. Here we have ID, column, annotation entity, and you don't need learn anything new. Like you knowledge about Jakarta persistence, or I can give you another example. Spring Data is a more popular and here in Brazil, you don't need to learn a new thing. Like using these knowledges through NoSQL and all things work.
Yeah,
And oh,
amazing.
here, oh, Max, we can see in the this code, this entities work for all vendors. Am I right?
Yeah, the idea is that provide an simplest way to map your entities by using Jakarta NoSQL and delegate that the worst thing, the worst piece to the implementation. All right. Okay,
Totally right.
Max. So
And I create a little point here because it's not only an entity class. We using this knowledge in the repository, and repository is very similar, and the Jakarta persistence, and it is so amazing. Like you need
yeah,
to learn,
we
you
can
need
walk.
a lot of things.
We
Like
Yeah, we. I know that you are excited to do spoilers, Gabriel. I know that, but let's go ahead with our presentation. Okay, so okay, Gabriel, talking about our funny thing that we are doing right now with the audience. So
all right.
let's play a game. Let's have fun. Right now, it's time to have fun. Am I right?
Yes, Max, and this is the best part in this talk because you create a little game for we play together. Like I entry within the game with the audience and the play Genopo. It's a Genopo. It's a and rocky paper scissor game, and this game we use in the database NoSQL, and we working with this database with JNoSQL. to show for you the how it's a simplify and how NoSQL work in your code. I'm right, Max?
Yeah. The idea is we need to help you guys to walking through this presentation because what we gonna do? We're gonna open the game. You are to play the game. You are get the data, and we store the data. Everything using NoSQL is very interesting. And let's walking through. But before to open the QR code, let me show you a little bit about the architecture of the game because probably yeah, in the end of the session, we can share with you the presentation, the codes because the codes are in the GitHub is totally free. You can get, you can test and so on by yourself. It's very interesting. But in order to explain to you, the presentation, this application is holding by Jakarta EE microprofile solution. So right now we got Jakarta game that is running on OpenShift standalone application on the internet. So this is the interface that we are using, we will access and the play. We got on our side right now in my machine, we got an application that will connect to the to JNoPo game and we will store in database. So basically what our application will do, we will connect to the game by using another Jakarta specification, Jakarta NoSQL. We will listen the events and we will store on each any kind of database solution that I decide in my configuration. Remember, configuration over conversion. So that's the main goal of NoSQL. You define what database you want to use, put the dependency in your application, and voila. If you use the specification, everything should be work. Okay, but if you never play rock paper scissors game, let me explain a little bit. It's very quickly. I know
Quickly,
my
quickly.
voice is a little loud. Okay, a noise, but
I am so anxious to play with guys.
yeah. So basically, we got the extents of the game running on the sandbox. The player B comes in, asking to play. Game say, okay, hold on, please. Let's waiting for the player B. Player B come in, say, oh, I'm ready to play. The game manage everything, say, asking the movements. If each one provide the movements, the game manage the results. For example, oh, who is the winner? Who's the loser? If it's a draw challenge, if it will realize by themselves. And our application, we use a JNoPo catcher component down here in my machine, in my application, that will listen for events from the game. And based on the events, collected events, it will store data where I'd like to put you. Okay? This is the way that everything will work. And that's it, guys. Let's play the game. Take your cell phone, scan the QR code, and let's have fun. I hope, well, I'm not a good one. Probably I will lose many times because, well, I'm a winner of the losers. No worry, I'm a Brazilian
Yes, this
one.
is
I have consistency. I don't give up. Let's do this. I hope that, guys, feel free to do this. So I'm connecting. Okay, great.
oh
Oh,
guys.
Max, a
I
opponent.
will
Ha ha
play
ha.
with you.
That me?
Dun, 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 dun. I
Oh,
wait and
start.
play here.
Yeah. Play again, guys. Play again. Play again. Let's have fun. Let's have
Oh,
fun. Let's.
I will play
Oh,
with Max. It's
Gabriel.
very easily.
Uh, oh, I'm losing. I don't say
I
that,
won.
guys.
And guys, try
Let's
again.
play again. Oh, Matt again. Matt again. Let's see. This is a revenge. Oh, it's
And
tied again. Let's play again. Let's play
I,
again. I don't.
oh,
I'd
you
like
are
to
again?
see. Yeah. Oh, it's a handle one.
And
Okay, I lose again.
I
I'm
am the
the
master
and I lose
referee.
again. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do this.
More one?
Oh,
Oh, and the guys, you don't play the game?
yeah. I don't think so.
I see
Come
only
on, guys. Come on. Scan the code. Scan the code. Let's play
scan the
again.
code
Let's
and
do
play
this.
with us.
Yeah. Oh, Matt's playing. Matt's playing. and he won again. Oh, it started again. My God, my God. Come on, guys. Come on,
And
come on.
I entry in more one fight here with Max, and
Yeah,
I lose. And the first day, and the Max win myself
yeah. Come on, guys. Come
for
on, have
more one.
fun. Yeah, because what we gonna do? We are
You
storing
help me to
MongoDB.
show.
Yeah, let's
All
see.
right,
Come on, come on, come
more
on.
more one, and I think we have more one, and you can show
Ah, let
the
me win this for this time.
application.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's go back and show the code because, well, we are developer. We are developers, so we like to see code. Let me show
We
you
like the
how can
code.
we, yeah, how can we set up the NoSQL in our Jakarta application and make that thing work. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do, we need to put dependencies, specific dependencies in our application. So this is the code. Okay, is a mono application. So this is the Jakarta Talk application that I'm working on right now. And here is the dependence that I mentioned. This is the implementation from NoSQL in order to support MongoDB. We got a lot of implementations, more than 30 the database implementation. Am I right, Gabriel? If we want to
You're
see
totally right, Max.
more about that, we can go ahead with NoSQL website and we can see the database support. So we can see many vendors are here and we are able to do this. If you want to know more about that, we can go ahead with this repository and see how can set up everything. But let's go back to my code. Okay, let me go back to my code. Okay, and let me show you. After to add this dependence, you need to configure our application. GenoSQL uses microprofile config specification to set up their cells. So we need to set up by passing specific parameters. For example, as we are using NoSQL document NoSQL, we need to define the name of the database for our side. NoSQL document database equals to JNoPo. Right here, I'm just passing the configuration as we did with Jakarta persistence as well. So we need to pass the role, the roast, user, password, and more parameters that we need. Okay. Everything is a good one, but let's see on the code, okay? On the code, we can see the processor that uses a feature of CDI that will handle any kind of game event. On this game event, you just get the event, create the entity, and save on the playoffs interface, playoffs component. On the entity, let me show you the entity. And the funny thing is, for our implementation, JNoSQL supports records. So if you want to use records as entity, JNoSQL offer you this functionality. So you can map your record saying that, oh, this record is an entity, define what it is, the ID field, what field needs to be stored. Look at that. It's a play info. It's a embedded entity. We can go ahead and see this implementation. Is another record that holds the name and the movements from the player, okay? And everything is stored by playoffs components. Playoffs components not is it's using Jakarta data specification. So what we are doing here, we are just extending a specific pageable repository interface. It's pretty similar to Spring Data. Am I right, Gabriel?
He's totally right. I say for guys, and remember, I give little spoilers for you guys, and about about this part in the repository. And here we have the best example. And here we can see another thing is very funny and is very amazing. It's to have as carries annotations, right? And here we can
Yeah,
put the native carry for using. And very similar to Jakarta per system, Spring Data, and uh, another tools to
yeah.
relational database.
Right here, we are using carry by method name method. So based on a
Yeah,
specific name, we can define what the carry and the implementation we carry that thing for you, as Spring do by themselves. And you know what I mean? Basically, that's it. And for now, our application, what we does, we have been creating some resources, but as it uh, open liberty application, why not to use why not to use uh, the Swagger UI? It's very interesting. Okay, so let's see who's the winner of the first round. Am I right?
I think it's me.
So let's run it.
I am the best winner.
Probably, probably,
I am the best winner here,
probably.
and
Yeah,
show
yeah.
for
Let's
us.
see. Yeah, hold on, please. My God, what's happening? What's happening, man? Ha! It's very interesting. Let's see what's happened. My God, I can't. Oh my God, I can't access that thing right now. Come on, come on. Let me. Oh my God, what's happening?
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, my God. Okay,
Oh no,
I
I will cry here.
no. We no, don't cry, man. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. We can see right
The
here.
best things you show the code for guys is ever ever is it's a rule of the world is you get the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why, but it happens. Okay, Gabriel, let's do the second round, okay? Let's do the second
Okay,
round.
show for guys
For this
the
time,
link again.
let's do the second round, okay? The second round, how can we use? We need to change the configuration. We go to the poll. We we add the dependence. For example, right here, I'm just adding code base support, and I need to add some configuration right here to use code base. So let's put the configuration here. So I'm add the configuration, but right now what we're gonna do? I change the persistence to use a specific provider. Why I'm doing this? Because when I use the same many providers in the same code, I need to define the specific one if I want to use one only. Okay, but
This
that's
is
the
the
only.
best thing
Yeah. So
because
one changes. Yeah. So
because we
once go ahead,
go ahead,
please.
Mike. Oh, all right. I speak very quickly here, and this is the best part because we don't change in many things in your code. Like you need to change only the properties for you using another database, and this is so easily because I say it again, you don't need to change many things in your code, only change the properties.
Yeah. So the application have been. Let's
Connect is
see.
okay.
Let's see if everything is working so fine. I will just let me stop and I will restart again just to make sure that everything is working fine. Okay.
Okay.
No,
You can
no.
show. Oh, you stopping?
No, that's okay. Let me just see where I am. Okay, so I will just restart the application. Okay, so I will go
Okay.
to my Jakarta Talk, MVN clean right here, and I will use Liberty Dev because it's very fun thing. Okay, go ahead, please. Machine works because it's something that we need to end up with in a good way. Am I right? I know, guys, if you want to chat, wants to talk something, please send some questions. Okay, everything looks like everything is take shape. Okay, go ahead, please. Gabriel, we can play again, okay?
Okay.
I think let's see if the
I
code
get my phone here,
is right.
and
Okay,
guys,
connection is all right. I will.
all things is working, and you can show a link. Yeah, let's show.
Okay,
Let's
let's play
play.
again. Let's play again. Okay.
I
Okay,
play
Gabriel. It's my
with
revenge.
Max. Oh
Ah,
no, it's
no, we
at
tied
Matt.
again. No, please.
You losing now.
No, no,
I
no.
play. Uh,
See, I lose for
oh,
Matt.
again, again.
You see, I will lose to Matt again. Oh, it's tied.
Oh,
Okay.
probably no. Ah, I am win. It's just S S7.
Oh, I win in one. Let's see
The
again.
last fight, and then lose
Oh,
for you, Max.
yeah, great. Let's see what's happening behind the scenes. Okay, so according to our configuration, the data should be stored on the correct way right here on code base. If you execute the configuration right here, we can see the information right here. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Right here, we can see the information right here, okay? It was storage. I didn't change anything, but let's execute to ranking in order to see who is the winner of this round that X works. I hope so. Let's see who is the winner is. I don't believe it's the first time that I win. Okay, guys. So it's
The
very
first
interesting to
time.
see. Yeah, we need to get started from some point. All right. Oh, that's it. So let me go back to our presentation now to close it because we already run out of time. Am I right? So that's it. So here it is, the source code. So if you want to know more about NoSQL, for about the presentation, there's resources. If you want to see the code and the test in your machine, we can share it with you guys. And if you are interested to see extension, for example, on the Quarkus, we got it. Quarkus JNoSQL was released, so you are able to use them with Quarkus. And if you are interested to learn how to contribute with open source and something like that, please follow us in this play in a
Play
playlist.
YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah,
playlist
that's
in
it.
YouTube.
Here
I
is
think
our
it's
social
finished.
media. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're totally right, Max. And I will say my beautiful words here for organization this event because I'm so glad in the participate here in this bigger event, and with my great friend Max and the audience. And thanks for everyone to stay here, spend your time for learning, and to hear me and Max. And here we have my social medias, and I'm and Max and share a lot of knowledge, a lot of things in the social media about NoSQL, and not only NoSQL, but in technology in general with Java.
Yeah.
And thanks, Max. Thanks, Jcon, to to stay here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Thank you for your inputs, both of you. Are there any questions from the participants?
Yeah, please. It'll be interesting to talking to. Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to JCon conference team. So I'm so glad to be here. So thanks for having us. Of course, sometimes problems along the way, but it's part of the business, a part of the job, and I hope to see you again in next time. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're
And
totally right, Max.
thanks again. Oh, question: do you have performance tests and benchmarks? Okay, we don't have by now, but we are totally open to do something like that. Okay, so if you are interested to realize more about GenoSQL information, something like that, we can go through about on the genosql.org, and we can see some how can we use this API, and probably you can do some performance tests against the basic API. Well, what GenoSQL do? GenoSQL uses the API from the vendors. So probably it's a kind of layer that you then don't need to care about. Okay, if you are using, for example, MongoDB, behind the scenes, GenoSQL also you are using MongoDB API. So, but with GenoSQL, you don't need to care about MongoDB stuff. But if you are implementing your code with MongoDB, you need to handle it. So it, there are always drawbacks when we are defining how to use what framework that need to use. But we need to always to straightforward for the requirements of the business. But you're right, we can do this. We can run that thing in order to see the performance between those things. Thanks for the question, Matthew. I hope that I answer your question.